Guys, I've got some bad news. The Federal Court of Appeal has ruled against me and my book, The Libranos. In an 11-page ruling, they upheld the federal court's judgment that my book, The Libranos, and more specifically, the picture on the cover of the book that we used to promote the book was an illegal election campaign activity. You can read the court ruling for yourself at our website, thelibranos.com. Now, that's the fourth hearing in a row that we've had in this battle. We're now entering the fifth year of fighting. I estimate that the government of Canada has spent close to $1 million prosecuting me for my book. More than a dozen bureaucrats, half a dozen lawyers, not just government lawyers either, but they also hired an expensive outside law firm too. I'm not sure why they even did that. You'd think I was the Chinese Communist Party or something trying to interfere in the Canadian election. I'm just kidding. Elections Canada literally didn't even bother to investigate that, let alone charge any of the foreign meddlers who interfered in 11 different ridings. They were too busy hounding me for my book, I guess. There were 24 books published about Trudeau in that 2019 election campaign. 23 of those books were friendly to Trudeau. Mine was critical. Guess which one was prosecuted as an illegal campaign activity? Now, Elections Canada says they weren't really going after my book, just the ads promoting my book, but literally the only thing in those ads was the front cover of my book with the words "buy the book." That's it. They effectively criminalized the cover of the book because they said the picture of Trudeau on the cover was negative. They absolutely hated that front cover. In all four of the hearings, the government's lawyers were obsessed by it. I think they must have had some specific instructions from Trudeau to go after that picture. It was so weird. They wouldn't stop talking about it. Anyways, there's only one higher court left in the land. That's Supreme Court of Canada. But it's not automatic that they would take cases like this. And I think my odds of overturning this latest decision is very low. Look, I fought and I fought and I fought, and I've been alone in the courtroom. Not a single author, not a single book publisher or civil liberties group had a word to say about it. No interveners, not even a tweet. Maybe if my book had been critical of Pierre Poilievre or Donald Trump, groups like PEN Canada or Amnesty International would have spoken up for freedom of the press. Oh, well. I have to pay the original $3,000 Elections Canada fine now and $5,000 in court costs for the federal court, and probably another $5,000 for this Court of Appeal ruling. That's $13,000. It's not enough to bankrupt Rebel News, but it stings. And it stings more knowing that the Liberals spend $1 million chasing me. Now, I'm not going to ask you to pay those court costs. I'll pay those myself. I'm the one who broke the law. But if you want to help me cover the cost of my own lawyers, I sure would be grateful for that. We must have spent over $150,000 over the course of these four hearings. Now, of course, it wasn't about the money. It was about standing up to a government that thinks authors have to register their books with the state if we criticize a politician. That's the words Election Canada used. But I'm not daunted. Last month, I published my latest book called Trudeau's Secret Plan, What He'll Do to Us If He Wins Again. It's the sequel to The Libranos. Now, obviously, there's a lot of reasons why Trudeau recently announced he's resigning. But the fact that Rebel News has relentlessly reported on his corruption and fought back when he tried to silence us, I think that's one of the reasons why the country finally woke up to the truth about him. I'll pay the $13,000 with a little bit of pride. Look, I don't like losing in court. Many of our fights are uphill battles, but as they say, you miss 100% of the shots you don't take. For me, this was about freedom and standing up to Trudeau's partisan bullies at Elections Canada. You know, we have a lot of ongoing battles against Trudeau, and whichever Liberal takes over from him in their new leadership contest, I promise you we won't be afraid to fight them in the court of public opinion or the court of law. That's the Rebel way. I'll pay the $13,000 penalty myself. That feels like the right thing to do. But if you could please help me with my own legal bills, I'd be grateful. Please go to thelibranos.com. Thanks. By the way, as a special thank you, if you chip in $250, I'll send you a personally autographed copy of Trudeau's Secret Plan, my new book. Thanks for your help, everybody.